Hi, this is Andy Van Clunen. I'm coming to you from Washington, D.C. It's Friday, July 24th, at the end of a very busy couple weeks here in Washington in the arena of workforce development policy. So last time I was talking to you, we were discussing the fact that President Obama was bringing renewed attention to a vision that he had presented first to a joint session of Congress back in February. This idea of trying to get more Americans at least 1 year of education and training past high school, whether that was through traditional college enrollment as well as vocational training or apprenticeship, to get more folks a chance to get a skilled job in the new economy. Well, last week, the President revealed one of the major new policy initiatives he intends to move forward in order to pursue that vision, and that is his new American Graduation Initiative, a new $12 billion worth of investment mainly in the capacity of community colleges to help expand the number and diversity of people who can enroll in community college, both to transfer to higher degrees as well as to immediately get skills that will get them back into the labor market and help them get a good skilled job and on a pathway towards advancement. It should be noted that this announcement was made at Macomb Community College, a TWA member and a national model for working with a range of different people, whether it's traditional college students, people who have been laid off from their jobs, low-income folks with limited basic skills. And the Macomb has really shown how community colleges, given the proper support, can work with all of those different folks to get them the skills that they need and to get many of them back into skilled jobs, even in an economy that's in as difficult a situation as the recession-hit Michigan economy. And we think that this new initiative by the President, if properly structured, can help to replicate that Macomb model in places throughout the country. And if that is done, then we truly do think that this is going to be a game-changing moment in the public education conversation in this country. So that's all very exciting. But to get to that point, there's still a lot of work that has to be done. So first, the President's proposal now has to be put into legislation. And you're going to read in the workforce developments this month about the House bill that was just marked up a few days ago that will be one of the steps to start to implement the President's proposal. I was just part of some conversations this afternoon in the Senate around some similar issues. And so we're going to have to make sure that the things that TWA members want to see and the experiences that TWA members have had to make sure that these initiatives are going to serve the fullest range of workers that we think need to be served by the initiative. We want to make sure that those perspectives are part of these conversations up on Capitol Hill. Second, we need to be talking to the federal agencies who are going to be in charge of implementing not just the AGI, but also a number of the other federal investments that are already underway in the skills of America's workers. And this includes both the American Reinvestment and Recovery Act initiative, as well as current funding under the Workforce Investment Act. I should mention that next month a number of members from our Leadership Council are going to be coming into D.C. to meet with officials from the Departments of Labor and Education to talk about these very issues. And many of you have already been part of several of the conversations that TWA has sponsored through our Recovery to Reauthorization series, whether that's been these national conversations as well as some that we've been having in particular regions of the country, as we're all thinking through how is it that we can make sure that ARRA dollars are used in the most innovative way, and that those innovations are going to be something that we can use to drive these longer-term policy conversations and realignments here in Washington, D.C. And third, if we want to make sure that the President's vision is truly going to be achieved, even with these new investments, badly needed investments in the capacity of community colleges, we need to make sure that federal policymakers understand that we cannot expect community colleges to do all of this on their own. If we are truly going to meet that vision of moving many more Americans to some kind of post-secondary credential, something that's going to get them a skilled job, then we need to look at the range of stakeholders and institutions that are going to play a role in that solution. Community colleges are going to be a big player, but so are industry associations and labor unions and community-based organizations, workforce investment boards. And we need to figure out how it is that we can continue to invest in partnerships and make sure that all those folks are working most effectively at the local level, and to realign some of the conversations that we're having here in Washington, D.C. to overcome some of these silos that sometimes get in the way of some of those partnerships. In many ways, TWA members have often found that community colleges often work best when they're working in community, and we want to make sure that we're supporting that kind of practice through the policy changes that we're making here in Washington, D.C. That's the latest from the Workforce Alliance. Thank you for everything you're doing to help America's workers and businesses gain the skills to compete in today's economy.